Hey guys, happy summer, happy solstice, and happy Midsummer's Eve. Yeah, we're in that time. And during that time, that surge of energy and that transition into the peak of summer, the peak light of the year, and all of that fertility that corresponds and relates, and the sun shining and generating all of this light and heat and warmth and impulse for expression, joy, sensuality. Yeah, just expressing like all this energy. And so, yeah, that's what I've been feeling. I've been feeling the magic of the summer energy and fertility and generosity, warmth, abundance, that fire, that passion, joy. Yeah, definite joy, and like a time of coming back to the senses. That's what it feels like for me, like appreciating like the warmth of the sun on my skin, and yeah, the cool like water, yeah, that quenches my thirst, and yeah, breathing deeply and just being here, and then also like making the room and being receptive and open to what wants to come through, what wants to move through, what wants to be expressed. Yeah, and be allowed to bloom, all of that. So I have definitely felt like a pulling outward this month. Yeah, it's been interesting, like the expression and then like just the connection and allowing the unfolding that of possibility, and yeah, how play and light and just wants to interact and reflect and refract and yeah, expand and contract and all those things. Yeah, to and fro, up and down, front and back, like all the opposites that attract and repel and yeah, and do their thing. So it's been, yeah, super interesting. And I got a lot this weekend, like with interactions and feeling like a social butterfly, like the last couple weeks. Like we're just willing to show up and just be and offer and share and receive. And then, yeah, just invite the universe to do her thing. And yeah, I've had a lot of good, meaningful, sweet, authentic, intimate connections, conversations. Yeah, fun, joyful, and yeah, it feels good. Like I wanted to share some summer love and some summer themes and summer correspondences, summer archetypal energies. Um, would have been huge for me right now, but like of course it's all about the light, the ascent, yeah, of the sun, and the longest day and the shortest night, and yeah, that peak of abundance where everything's growing. There's worlds within cycles within cycles. Yeah, and it's just kind of trippy to think about how everything does relate and how we participate in all of that, and whether we're aware of it or not. Yeah, it's kind of funny how we do individually and collectively. So the sun is a huge symbol for the summer, of course, and like a huge symbol for life. And the sun is another symbol, or can double as the circle. And the circle is huge because the circle contains all of life. And so the circle's always been like a huge, huge symbol for me. Like, and it relates to everything. It holds, it contains, and it is part of everything. It holds everything. It is everything. It holds everything within it. So yeah, the circle, there's a lot of circle magic. It's a pretty potent symbol. I'm just going to read off a few things that I have written down wholeness, completion, inclusivity, continuity, integrity, fullness, belonging, eternal motion or eternal energy in motion, mobility, immortality, infinity, the beginning and the end. It's change, nurturing support, all sacred connections. It's unity, zero room, the zero, the womb, cosmos, sun, self, cell, eye, iris, lens, initiation, everything, revolution. The circle, spirit, soul, source, sun, moon, cosmos, the great hoop, wheel of life, the self in relation to the whole, cycle, movement of the heavens, earth, it's never ending. Circle magic, protection, infinite nature, universal, sacred and divine, embodies spiritual energy, source of life, union, unified balance, geometric archetype, the psyche, and awareness. So, the circle holds a lot. And those are just some of the correspondences and, some of the magic of the circle. And the Native Americans and indigenous cultures, that was an important symbol for them too, the circle, the great circle. And the circle has healing power. In the circle, we are all equal. When in the circle, no one is in front of you. No one is behind you. No one is above you. No one is below you. The sacred circle is designed to create unity. The hoop of life is also a circle. On this hoop, there is a place for every species, every race, every tree, every plant. It is the completeness of life that must be respected in order to bring about health on this planet. Lakota wisdom, Chief Dave Ogola. The spirit intervenes, changing our dance with destiny, delicately urging the heart to open and to serve. That's Berta Broken Bow. And that was a teacher of Jamie Sams, who I'm reading this book, and I love her medicine cards, and she co-wrote that book with David Carson. She's also the author of another book that I really love and appreciate called Dancing the Dream, The 7 Paths of Human Transformation. That's like an amazing book with a lot of wisdom and a lot of hidden gems and her vulnerable experience, sharing her experiences and her wisdom of what she's learned and what she is here to offer and contribute and grow. And so, that's a good one. It's a good one to look at. Here's a quote from her. All parts of the great mysteries creations are made in wholeness. I honor the wholeness in me as I revere the perfection placed in all living things. Jamie Sams, Dancing the Dream. The 7 Sacred Paths of Human Transformation. So with transformation, that's kind of what all this is about too. And I feel like, that's always the light, that's going through these transformations, the light and the dark working together to transform itself, to generate, to create something new. And we need both the light and the dark. And like the soil, the darkness of the soil, the darkness of the womb, and like the darkness of night, so we can rest. We need a balance. So that leads me to temperance, which is key number 14 in the tarot. And that archetype's been popping up for me lately too, along with several others. But so going to ask to look more deeply into the archetype of temperance and 14. To balance and equilibrium and that integrity to serve the whole. So there's one thing, that I did want to say, like, there's no one thing that exists unto itself. Everything exists because of its relationship and its connection to everything else. And so, like with expression, there's so many things that relate to expression and how we can express and how we express ourselves and how love and life and light is expressed through us, through ourselves. So I think it's really like fun to look at like certain things that way. in relationship. And the circle with the dot in the middle, that is like an archetypal symbol of the self in relation to the whole. And that it also is, it doubles as another symbol for the sun. And so, yeah, that's huge to look at. And the sun's always been one of my favorite archetypes and one of my favorite symbols. And I wasn't quite sure why, but I always liked the celestial stuff and the sun and the moon and the stars, you know. But yeah, the sun has always been a huge, huge archetype with deep meaning in it, deep meaning within it for me, always. And as I got older, I began to understand a little more about what that symbolism really meant to me and why it was my first tattoo, like right here on my chest. Yeah. And even though like it seemed like me and the sun weren't really that great of friends because I have fair skin and I would always get burned a lot, so I try to avoid it. But like I totally appreciate as I'm older, as I'm getting older, like feeling that heat and like being more comfortable with, yeah, being warm and uncomfortable in certain ways. Like it feels good to kind of sweat and to just kind of enjoy that like cleansing that the sun offers with warmth and like for healing. And so, yeah, I really do appreciate the healing rays and the generosity of the sun and how the sun really shares all his love with all, yeah, with all this love, all the love that it's a part of. And it just shines and it just gives and it just shares because it lives, and that's it wants to give for all who live. And that's just, yeah, it's giving its generous, authentic gifts and just doing, yeah, just shining, just being, just shining that light. And yeah, authentically giving all it has to give. But it never is depleted by that giving. It's only regenerating. Yeah, and that's what it is to live. So, yeah, there's a lot to contemplate there with living and giving, but also receiving and shining and allowing it to be expressed. Yeah, and given. So, and all that embodied and lived. So, yeah, I've been thinking about, yeah, clarity and the lens, like seeing through a clear lens, seeing through a lens of fullness and wholeness that allows all to be free and full and true and complete. And some of those things have had a hard time, you know, in certain ways, like allowing or loving or really including. And so that's, yeah, part of my alchemy that I've been working on this year. And it's been really great lessons. It's been like a good workout where it's challenging at times and it's really kind of hurts in certain ways. But then get over this like peak, and then it's like we get the runner's high and the endurance and the second wind. And yeah, it's bearable, and it actually feels really good to be challenged and to come through it, to break through, and yeah, to feel like everybody wins. It's feel like it's just a win for all. Yeah, just showing up and doing my best with it all. But there's a couple symbols that I wanted to share that are related to the sun and to the circle and to being and to reflecting that light and to projecting that light and to being. And then, yeah, one of the symbols that's huge for me is the mirror. It's the mirror and the reflection. And that one's always been a huge, huge symbol for me. Not because I liked to look in the mirror or liked my reflection necessarily, but I knew there was some really, really deep, deep thing that I wasn't seeing and that I really wanted to see. And yeah, I've always kind of had that imagination and that curiosity. And so I'm really good imagination and imagining all these things, like, yeah, kind of opens up receptivity and play and the ability, the potentiality to receive. Like, creative inspiration to be expressed and to be embodied and to be lived and received and freed and honored, expressed. Yeah, to be. And so, yeah, the symbol of the mirror. And then it just happens to be a lotus too. Like, yeah. So that clear, the clear tongue twister and tide trickster coyote. Coyote's right here. Yeah, he's been a medicine companion for me lately, helping to remind me to laugh at myself, and yeah, and it's okay to get tripped up too. So yeah, there's always a recovery and discovery in that. So yeah, the reflection, a clear reflection, perception, intention. And so contemplating that, and the lotus and the mud and the sun and like the tree of life. Yeah, the tree of life rooted into the earth, rooted into the dark, deep soil for structure and stability, but reaching up towards the sun, towards the light, towards its potentiality, but knowing that it doesn't want to escape like the roots. It wants, yeah, to reach down and reach up, because both like connect it to all that it is, to the circle of life. And so yeah, it's like contemplating those things, like the tree of life, and the roots and the branches and the leaves, and all that comes, all the fertility, all that nourishes it, that nourishes the soil and the roots and the leaves and the whole and the fullness of the whole tree, the tree of life. Yeah. And then also like inverting it and seeing it upside down, like to turn it all around, to claim the crown. Yeah. Which we're working with the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, number 12. Reduced to 3. Yeah. The Empress. So the Empress, all about fertility. And the Hanged Man, I feel, is the chalice that can hold all things and suspend all things and allow all things to be and flow through and be free, and honor that reciprocal exchange of transformation and relation. Yeah. Being that portal, being that bridge, being open and receptive to change our perception. Yeah. To widen our perspectives and to allow all that is, and to know its place, its part, its right in the whole, its part in the whole. So, yeah, like we're all rays of the same sun, shining our light and being one, many, all, and none. That's how, like, the creation works through all those cycles and all those living expressions that we are. And so, yeah, pretty powerful. And here's a little mantra that I love too. And there's so many mantras that are great for the summertime too, and to praise the sunlight and to thank the sunlight. And there's a lot of different like archetypes that yeah, we can call on. And like there's a lot of goddess and god correspondences to the sun, and to like sun fertility gods and goddesses, and also earth goddesses, because that's, yeah, the fertility there. Yeah. I am the light of my soul. I am beautiful. I am bountiful. I am bliss. I am this love. I know I am. I am the light of my soul. I am beautiful. I am bountiful. I am bliss. I am this love. I know I am. I am the light of my soul. I am beautiful. I am bountiful. I am bliss. I am, I am. I am this love. I know I am. So just like little reminders too, that I am that light, and I'll shine my light, and I'll welcome my light, and I'll praise my light, and bless my light, and invite my light, and share my light, offer my light, and yeah, replenish and recharge my own light. And so that's one of the things too, is that all is bright, the mud and the light. So the dark soil, the darkness, periods of darkness where the seeds need to be planted in order to grow and grow towards the light. And we wouldn't see the stars if there wouldn't, if there wasn't the darkness. So yeah, we wouldn't know who we are if we didn't have the darkness to shine in, or to shine from, and to be held by that darkness, to be held by that womb that holds all there is so that light can be born. Yeah, so it is all right in all her forms. So sometimes the waters do get muddied up, and that's where frog medicine's coming in right now too. Frog was coming up for me, and I kind of didn't grasp the full reasons why, but I knew it had to do with expression and singing. And so I picked up my book today and looked at frog. Oh, and it was so funny. Actually, was trying to find some tarot cards, and I accidentally grabbed some of the medicine cards, and they were just on the bottom of a few cards. And so I was like, oh, well, these are messages for me today, because I grabbed them and picked them up, and they were for me. And so one of them was frog, one of them was porcupine, which porcupine came up last week for me too, which is so perfect. And then another one was elk, and then the other one today was swan. And then swan came up for me last week. It was so funny. And I had already grabbed this little soul collage card, my little swan baby, ugly duckling, yeah, theme. And yeah, it just reminded me today again about swan, and swan's connection to grace, and swan's connection to dragonfly, swan's connection to dream time, and how dragonfly is too the best symbol, one of the best symbols of summer. And dragon is a symbol of fire, and corresponds to the sun and to that energy and all of that. So it's just so funny how things relate and branch out, just like the tree of life, in so many ways, because it's all connected, it's all related in certain ways. Yeah, it's just so amazing to see the connections of the web and the tapestry and the circle of all things, and so how they create and relate to all things. And they're just different expressions, yeah, and it's just by certain levels and certain degrees, and it's so fluid, and it is living energy. And so it shows me too that it's important not to get hooked onto that one thing is one thing, of course, but it's all things are a part of all things, just like a piece of paper. This piece of paper right here reminds me of what Thich Nhat Hanh, the Buddhist monk, says about how he can see the cloud and the raindrops and the trees and the air and everything within the piece of paper, because it once was a cloud that fell as rain to water the land. And and it's all contained in this. So it's kind of cool to look at things that way too, in all those ways, that we all are a part of everything. And it's just amazing how the elements and the cycles and our imagination and that generative energy of creation, how we're all a part of it all, perpetually creating and expressing and growing, or stagnating. There are those times of stagnation, and when we get bogged down, we get stuck in the mud. Sometimes we do feel stuck sometimes, and it's okay to be stuck. Sometimes there's something for us down there, something that we need to like make peace with when we're in a rut or when we're stuck. But it helps to loosen up the mud sometimes too, like the stillness of allowing us to be stuck and allowing the waters to clear, and maybe too, like maybe just breaking the routine or repatterning, like something that was asking for replenishment or renewal, and just a redirection of energy. And so frog, and we want to read a little bit about frog and playfulness, like with the porcupine, innocence, because those both relate. So frog is cleansing, and I have this little soul collage card that I got out as well. That's been winking at me. There's frog, a vase, a flower, water, circles. So frog sings the songs that bring the rain and make the road dirt more bearable. Frog medicine is akin to water energy and the east on the medicine wheel. Frog teaches us to honor our tears, for they cleanse the soul. All water rites belong to frog, including all initiations by water. Water prepares and cleanses the body for sacred ceremony. It is the element we understand best in the womb. Frog, like ourselves, is a polywog in the fetal waters and only learns to hop after it experiences the world of fluidity. The transformation into adulthood prepares frog for its power to call in the waters of the skies, the rain. In knowing the element of water, frog can sing the song that calls the rain to the earth. When the ponds are dry, frog calls upon the thunder beings to cleanse and replenish the earth with water. Like frog, we are asked to know when it is time to refresh, purify, and refill the coffers of the soul. If frog hopped into the cards you chose today, its ribbit may be calling in the cleansing you need. If you were to look at where you are today, would you use any of the following words to describe your condition? Tired, overloaded, harried, frustrated, guilty, itchy, nervous, at a loss, empty, or weakened? If so, take a break and allow yourself to bathe in the waters of frog medicine. This could mean a long, relaxing bath, disconnecting the phone, yelling stop, or taking in deep, cleansing breaths. The key thought is to find a way to rid yourself of distractions and to replace the mud with clear energy. Then replenish your parched spirit, body, and mind. And an ability of frog medicine people is to give support energy where it is needed. A frog medicine person can clean negativity from the environment. Many mediums or clairvoyants who work with cleaning haunted houses carry frog medicine. Many of the world's seers use water on their hands when tapping into other realms of reality due to water's superconductive nature. In Mayan and Aztec shamanistic practices, the shaman places water in his or her mouth and sprays it over the body of a patient to clear away negative energy. This is done while holding the thought of frog firmly in the mind so that healing may occur and the patient may be replenished with positive energy. Sometimes dried and stuffed frogs are also used to guard the person's body during the session. Frog speaks of new life and harmony through its rain song. The deep tones of frog's ribbit are said to be a call to the thunder beings. Thunder, lightning, and rain. The ribbit is the heartbeat that comes into harmony with Father Sky and calls for the replenishment needed. Call to frog and find peace in the joy of taking time to give to yourself. A part of this giving is cleansing yourself of any person, place, or thing that does not contribute to your new state of serenity and replenishment. Contrary frog, so when frog is upside down, frog slipped in the mud and is lying on its back, unable to right itself. Get ready for more mud in your eye. The contrary position of frog can denote an unwillingness on your part to wipe the mire out of your life. Mud can turn from mire to bog to quicksand if you don't recognize its effect on your present situation. Is someone draining your energy? Are you allowing yourself to ride down the tubes with them? Have you tried to settle someone else's quarrel and gotten in the line of fire? Stop. Recognize what it is that is mucking up the lily pond. Swim with frog. Frog's bug eyes see it all. Dive deeply and then hop to the next lily pad to catch the sun. In this way, you see exactly what has been draining your energy. At times, all of life's activities can be overwhelming and everyone occasionally needs a break. Contrary frog can signal one of these moments, but also can also portend a time of feeling waterlogged. In feeling waterlogged, you may be dealing with too many emotions or feelings. That is to say that the world is too much with you, or that you have immersed yourself in one idea or activity to the exclusion of all other facets of your life. If this is the case, a break from routine is suggested. Hop to other lily pads or visit other ponds for a while. Negativity is drawn to you when you refuse to give yourself the time and space needed to assume a new viewpoint. Frog in the contrary position is an omen that you are courting disaster if you don't stop and smell the lilies, eat some flies, bask in the sun, and ribbit until the rain comes to refill your spirit. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome and perfect. There's Frog. It's frog medicine. So yeah, I thought that was great too, because the thunder beings and the lightning beings and the rain, like, yeah, that's all about clarity and protection. And so it just makes me think of Om Vajrasattva Hung. And Vajrasattva is the lightning bolt of my mind. And so that can bring clarity and protection and dispel negativity, that chant, Om Vajrasattva Hung. And then Hung Vajrapāya, Vajrapani. He is deity, the great protector of the great Dharma, and he protects the sincere seeker and the devotees of truth. So, yeah, that one is associated with the sun and dissolving negative energies and blobs of oil in the ocean of consciousness. It dissolves it and into the sunlight. Yeah. And so Hung Vajrapāya, Hung Vajrapāya, Hung Vajrapāya. And that does help, like, clear the aura, yeah, and the aura around the earth, the envelope of consciousness, so it's more clear. So I like those correspondences too, and then just like singing and chanting, that's part of Frog's medicine. And that ribbit, that heartbeat. And so, yeah, I like the correspondences with the water, with the cleansing and the rain. Yeah. And how, yeah, sometimes we do need to step back and refill and replenish and recharge before we can give and express and shine and share. And so, yeah, I like that. Like, it's a balance. It's temperance. So, yeah, I super appreciate that wisdom, and thank you, Frog. Yeah, thank you, Frog Medicine, for your wisdom. Yeah, and connection to the water and the sunlight, cleansing and protection, purification. I wanted to read something about the Hanged Man too, because it was huge, like what came through, and I really needed it and wasn't expecting it either. And so maybe I'll save that though for my next alchemy video, and I will just do like a little bit more of the sun and summer, just because it's, yeah, summer solstice, and we're in that window of this huge surge of creativity and huge energy. Like, if we match our nature to what our being is asking, and what our being wants to express, what our being wants to receive, what's true for us, like, we can, like, yeah, ride that wave and, yeah, use that energy, like, to create, to co-create, and to manifest what we are dreaming, what our new dream into being. And so, yeah, what I wanted to do is, yeah, just read a little bit about summer and celebration and expression. And so, like, if it's all about expression, this is like all the things that are expression or relate to expression for me. And I made this for a summer solstice circle that I held last year, and I had so much fun with that. It was such a fun thing. So, expression, the action of pressing out, action of manifesting a feeling and putting into words. That's just one definition. Vividness, a pressing out, a projection. I represent, describe an action or creation that expresses feelings. So for expression, emotions and energy in motion. And so I have like all of these little things. I like created these circles, and it was like this word cloud sort of, but it's really like a sun because it connects everything. So expression, feeling, allowing, releasing. Mantras, music, singing, chanting, sound and breath, laughing, crying, gestures and movement, dance, mudras, smiles and hugs, writing, telling stories, creatively expressing, art, magic, praise and blessings, creating, arranging, decorating, sharing gifts of love and offerings, attending, speaking, sharing, blessing, relating, accountability and presence, conscious communicating, personal power, energy, the word, impeccability, performing, playing, acting, authenticity, trust, vulnerability, unique beauty and style, my right to be fully me, true to me, my love for all of me. And celebration, to perform public with appropriate rites, assemble to honor, sing praises, and practice often. So celebration, what do you think of when you think about celebrating and celebrations? So this is what comes to me. Appreciating, assembling, attending, performing rites and ceremony, engaging and participating, active sharing and reciprocity, thanking, blessing, acknowledging, receiving, giving gifts and offering, to make widely known praises, gatherings, practice, opening, showing love, affection, goodwill, commitment, devotion, commemoration and demonstration, glorifying, devotion and joy, honoring, praising, congratulating, valuing, and supporting. Yeah. So all those things. Showing and expressing gratitude and enjoying the sweetness of life, the nectar of life, all the things that we have to give, share, be, create, express. Yeah, and free. So all those generative, life-giving, life-supporting, nourishing, nurturing things. Why wouldn't we celebrate all of that? So, the sun, to me, is all about warmth and generosity and integration of all things. Sun, God, Goddess, Self, Soul, the source of all being. Clarity, wisdom and healing, vision and insight, illumination, the life giver, the light of the world, mandala wheel, logos, unity, harmony, constancy, infinite, never-ending, cycles of growth and abundance, ascent and descent, Arkaya, the one who removes afflictions, the eternal flame, Om Namo Narayana, the shining one, the light of God, and the one sun. Yeah, I like that. The sun is so many things to all. Sun, just one love for all for one. And the summer, to me, the summer energies, it's the hot season of the year. It's the season and the half of the year. It means horizontal bearing being. Sensuality, heightened senses, pleasure and leisure, joy and freedom, passion projects, labors of love, activity and intensity, fire, light, element, heat and warmth, sunlight, peak of nature's expression, growth cycles, energy, purification, healing, rest and relaxation, vacations, outdoor nature visits, bright colors, abundance, mischief, wildness, fun, communication, socialization, barbecues and parties, family, manifestation and purification, celebration, celebrating abundance, beauty, new life, growth, connection, expression, and play, honoring the spirits of the land, the waters, the wind, the breezes, elementals, magic. The veil is thin. The veil is the thinnest, in these times. And so it's a good time to connect with the wee folk and the fae and do spell work and ask for visions, open to receiving visions. And putting out those intentions and imagination and visualization of what we want to see, create, be. What we want to invite, what we want to welcome in, and what we want to manifest and embody. What we want to feel, all of that. Let's invite that into our space and take the time, to receive that grace. So, and it's all about life and love and what turns us on. Yeah, what turns on our light, what helps us shine. And so that's like nourishing, nurturing, replenishing, things that feed us and generate more life. And so a lot of that's expression and that exchange, inspiration, and it could be expiration or it could be expression, but like just allowing that exchange and that life and death and the cycles within all the cycles that relate. Fertility, desire, and sex, life, death, all of the seasons and the cycles are right, yeah, and just allowing all the fullness of each part, yeah, of life. So yeah, that's probably good for summertime, but yeah, there's a lot of fertility and a lot of magic available always for us, but especially like in these times where energy is surging and like we're in that transition, and there's like definitely things happening where it is like above, as above so below, in the heavens and on earth, and within as within so without. And so yeah, the sun needs us to shine our light just as much as we need the sun. And so the sun is a reflection of that one light. And like we get to express it in so many different ways through our own light, through our own, expressions of living light. So I just want to say happy summer, and blessings and magic, and create something amazing that's just, for you, and it's true, and then share it, share it with everyone that wants to receive it. But especially like with all of you. And know that you're that love, and all that love can come through you, and all that love is you and wants to love you. And so how awesome and how cool and how sweet and how generative and giving and generous, allowing and full is that. So with that, I'll just say summer love and blessings, and that's where it's at. We'll see you later. Bye.